what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
Happy New Year, everybody!
You know, it's a bad
Quiet down,
idea.
everybody.
Hey, guys. All right.
Come on, good.
All right.
Yeah, you've all been drinking.
We are live on the air.
What?
You shouldn't, Brian.
Yes.
On New Year's or any other day.
I aimed in the air.
Yeah.
I aimed right in the air.
We're in a basement.
Well, that would explain the dust and the plaster coming down.
Uh-huh.
I wondered what that was. I thought it was confetti
from
your party, but apparently it wasn't. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
I'm sure your insurance will take care of that. You don't want to shoot your gun up into the air. It can be dangerous.
Speaking of insurance, actually, this is funny.
No.
It reminded me. On the radio today, I heard...
on the radio.
It was... what's the dude's name?
Radio.
Jeff Harold. He's the CEO of Auto Owners Insurance. It's based in the Lansing area.
I have no idea.
He was on the radio talking about the number of people employed by the insurance industry in Michigan, saying there's like... for some reason, 50,000 is sticking in my head.
Really?
He made the claim that there are actually more people employed in Michigan in the insurance industry than in the automobile industry.
That could be now.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just funny because we're not moving away from this Michigan being an automobile industry, and without the automobile industry, Michigan will go under.
Well, that's the trend across the country, is that we're getting more service industry oriented than we are manufacturing.
Yeah, for sure.
Manufacturing
because
is
people
going,
are lazy.
Yeah, they're going overseas, and we can get labor a lot cheaper there.
And
what
now? What we're doing is we're making full circle or half moon or crescent shape or star.
A full 180 degrees.
Yeah, so you're looking back at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. Nebraska is so flat, when you look at the horizon, you see the back of your head.
You can almost see Russia from Nebraska,
No,
actually.
you see the back of your head.
Oh, I got you.
It's flat.
I don't, but the surrounding states aren't that flat.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, the service industry jobs are also going overseas now.
Yes,
so
thank you very much.
That's the problem.
My name is Steve, and I am in Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, call Dell support one time and see what happens.
Really, I am in Colorado. I don't think you are, Steve.
And gee, speaking of support,
my name is Peggy.
I'm on a roll here because
Okay.
I just thought of another thing
All
that
right.
I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
We've had a fairly bad ice storm.
Yeah,
one of the worst in
I
recent years.
I
There
feel
was
sorry
worse
for my brother who's driving in this.
in the 70s, I think, like 77 or something.
78 was a really bad
78?
storm, and I
Okay.
remember that because I was alive and well,
I
and
don't.
smashing into the back of
My parents told me the story
of a Volkswagen.
They were lucky because they actually had gas heat, so they could have heat.
I actually smashed into the back of a Volkswagen. I was bringing my dad back from the hospital.
Drinking?
No, I was not.
Okay.
I was being a good son. I was bringing my dad back from the hospital who had his leg broken. I didn't help it any.
Why are you laughing? He broke his leg. It was
He didn't break it in the accident. He had already broken it,
but it never healed.
It never healed right. He was never able to walk and dance again. He was a ballet artist. No, he wasn't. Anyways, you were saying
something. I don't remember.
79, bad snowstorm.
You said
across the
78.
country. 78, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 78.
And I said 77. I don't remember it as clearly as you.
Right, because you were just a little... You weren't even born.
No, I wasn't. No.
Anyways,
but
my poor father.
What I was saying is a lot of people have been without power around here in the Lansing area.
Long time.
Going on 12 days since the main storm.
And we're in south central Michigan.
Consumers Power
people know
has restored. They're playing ads on the radio saying we've restored everybody's power.
Right, consumers and a lot of the
private
company,
industry, as private as utility companies get, because they're
subsidized.
Come on, but Board of Water and Light in Lansing, which, by the way, I keep getting this argument from people. It is, in fact, wholly owned by the city of Lansing.
Right. It's appointed and run by a board appointed by the city.
A private corporation. Right. It is owned by the city. Now, Virg Bonero, the awesome mayor of Lansing, wants to claim no responsibility, saying, well, of course we own them. Of course we hire the people. Of course we give them money. But I'm not responsible for anything they do.
Right.
And the CEO went on vacation when the storm hit, which is interesting. But
the mayor is really the CEO of the board and water and light.
I mean, he's ultimately responsible for everything the city owns, right?
I would think so, yeah.
The point is, they have a lot of customers that still do not have power.
Yeah.
So it's a good, it's a perfect case where you can compare consumers' energy, which has way more customers. Private industry.
Your point is private sector
and
versus
Board of Water and
public
Light,
sector.
that is public sector.
And services you get from.
The other thing to learn from this is I see people on the news that are having a really tough time because it's tough to live without power, but you need to prepare for these things. You take it for granted that you have power.
Right.
When the electricity goes off, there's really nothing you can do. Think of everything you do during the day. How much of it can you do without electricity? Very little.
Well, that's what I've posted on some of the blogs and things about the preppers. You know, they get a bad name, but the preppers are the ones that are sitting and they're eating good and they're
they're
warm
like, what?
And they don't even notice it.
What?
Right. And the Amish, of course. They're like, what? Power's out? Oy vey. Oh, no, that's Jewish. But I don't know what's going on.
Aye.
But I have a bad story about the power going out. I have a friend of mine who's... What?
I was having a good time here.
I'm going to bring you down because this is sad. Friend of mine, uncle, 80 years old.
Oh, Jeff.
Is what?
Jeff?
Jeff, not... Okay, let's call him Jeff. Uncle's 80, his wife's 79. She's got bad arthritis. And when the storm hit, they went to some relatives' house to get warm, obviously. And so some of the younger members of the family, that they went to the uncle's house, who's got a generator. And they went in there and they started the generator, which was in a pole barn outside, away from, this is out in the country, away from the house and everything. And they're thinking, okay, Uncle Joe's going to have power soon and everything. So they start the generator, they go into the house, and they have one of those audio fire alarms that go, fire, fire, get out now, fire, fire, fire. It doesn't beep. And they're going, what the hell? And they're walking through the house. They open the bedroom up. The guy gets a backdraft, gets blown against the wall. Their bedroom's on fire.
Wow.
The whole house burns down. Well, what happens was this woman has arthritis very badly, so she's got a special electric bed for her, that massages, that has air, that moves up and down and all that, has a battery on it. Because of the generator, something happened where the battery exploded, caught fire, and burned the whole house down.
Yikes!
So that's sad.
Yikes! You need to.
So I'm making our listeners go, oh.
Yeah, like I said, we were having a good time. I mean, you can learn something from that. You need to be,
but it's about prepping.
Very careful. Before you turn the generator on, power the whole house, go turn things off. Maybe.
Well, they didn't know that.
No, I know.
Auntie Sue had a bed.
You need to be careful. Don't put the generator in your house and start it.
It wasn't?
Generally not a good idea. No, that wasn't. But I'm saying generally,
right?
Carbon monoxide.
What is it?
The global warming juice.
What's the chemical, or what's the formula for carbon monoxide?
CO3?
Nope.
Oh man, CO2?
Nope. Carbon monoxide.
4?
No. You're getting
H2O. No. That's it.
It's water and it's bad. Yeah, it's CO. Very bad.
I'm not a scientist.
CO2
like
we give off. We give off when we exhale. Carbon monoxide.
We breathe in when we inhale.
We breathe in when we inhale, and it's not good for us. Well, it is Thursday, January 2nd. It's the day after New Year's. It was a great New Year's for me. It's 2014, isn't it? I have 13 down in our notes. I got to change that right now.
Yeah, your New Year's resolution should be to
get on the ball
2014.
Here. Yeah. And we're broadcasting from the back room of we're back to the Stop and Frisk Bar and Studio. In what country?
It's a franchise. We're in a different one. We're in Antarctica right now. So it's a different franchise.
It really feels like we are.
It does.
It's
and we are in
cold.
Antarctica. And the good thing is we walked all the way here on the ice.
From what boat?
From, I don't know what boat, but that ship.
There was a boat. It only went so far.
Yeah, so I'm sure you heard about this, but these scientists and other people, they're going down there to show us all the ice that's melted.
They're doing research.
The water.
They're
going to show us the water left over from the ice that melted. They're doing global
warming.
So
they took a boat, which is good for water.
They took a big fossil-fueled ship.
What they should have had was snowmobiles.
Or
ice-mobiles.
At least a hybrid electric ship, I would think.
No ship at all. It would have been nice to have cross-country skis.
Hybrid electric.
Maybe
skis.
Huskies.
They should have rode their bicycles.
And high skis.
Their ship got stuck in ice, Brian.
I know it.
They were there to show all of us that think, so humans are so insignificant that they actually can't affect the climate that much. They're going to show all us that there's no ice left. Their ship gets stuck in ice. There's so much ice that the ice-breaking ship that came to rescue them
got stuck
in ice. And then another one came and got stuck. And then there were helicopters. All of these things.
Fossil fuels.
Fossil fuel. Because you know what?
What do they give off?
Electric motors just can't power things as useful as ships and helicopters very easily. And they give off CO2.
And the best part about it, it's summer down there.
All right, never mind. Yeah. It's as warm as it's going to get.
This is a warm season down there.
Good news is,
they had blankets and bikinis, and they were laying out on the ice.
The good news is they got off the ship. They stomped down a landing pad for a helicopter, and it came and it rescued them all. So I think they're all safe. They're good.
Yeah, I think they're all.
They went with 2 weeks worth of food because that's brilliant. Yeah. And so they're
well, they could do some ice fishing.
The captain of the ship is still claiming that there's no ice there.
Yeah. No, really?
Yeah, he's like, no. This is old ice. This ice has been frozen for a while.
Yeah. And my ship's still there, damn it. I've got no job. I'm sorry, Captain. I can give it no more.
All right. I'm glad we're having fun again. That's much better than your sad story.
It was sad.
It really was.
I can tell you about the dog that got never mind.
Don't
okay.
Do that. I will quit right now.
There was something about the Michigan auto industry, and did we cover that?
Yes.
We did, okay.
Do you remember before the show what we talked about?
I don't remember.
Obviously.
All right. I did want to say that Magpul, which is a firearm manufacturing company, they make magazines, I think.
Yeah.
Guns, and they make other accessories, but one of the best things they make, I think, is the
Magpul?
Is the magazine, and a lot of the
Magpul was their original product.
A lot of our military forces sell on the black market the military issued magazines and personally buy the Magpul magazines because they're much better and much more reliable. I'm making some of that up. But they do buy a lot of the Magpul stuff with their own money because it's so much better. It's a good product. And they were in Colorado, and Colorado, elected some anti-gun politicians, a couple of which have been recalled. The governor has since backed off because he was on the radar for being recalled. And he said, I really like guns now.
Yeah, just kidding.
Just kidding. Unfortunately, I know one of the positions they appointed another person who is anti-gun, and they're like saying, we're going to go forward with all these anti-gun stuff. But anyways, the Magpul said, if you're going to be that way, we're moving out, and they're finally going to do it. They're going to go to Colorado.
Nope. So they're
Wyoming.
They're in Colorado.
Yeah, right.
They're moving manufacturing, shipping, and everything.
Geology was never my my subject.
They're moving the actual production, shipping, distribution to to Wyoming. They're moving into a temporary facility, which is kind of interesting.
Well,
they want
going
to get
another state too.
They want to
Arizona?
get out Texas.
Texas.
Stop it. They want to get out so quickly.
Again.
They're moving to a temporary facility half the size of what they need. While their full-time facility is being built. So they're just moving. And then they're moving their headquarters to Texas, I believe. So, and they haven't picked a site yet. But they said the governors of Wyoming, governor of Texas, and some other...
Gave them great incentives.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, come here. Of course, we want you to come here.
We'll give you tax breaks.
At least today,
stuff, yeah.
We haven't gotten the gay rights activists funneled in from California that also vote anti-gun, like Colorado. That was their problem, and marijuana and those things. So for today, we're still gun friendly.
There's anything wrong with that.
No, that's not my point.
Yeah.
I mean, but in general, those people are liberal.
Right. They tend to be anti-gun, except for the Pink Pistols. Hooray.
Yeah, in the liberal gun club, whoever they are.
Yeah, you talking about
interesting.
that.
But
yeah.
So they're moving as soon as they can. They're hoping in the next 12 to 16 months to move like 92% of their operations out of Colorado. They're still going to keep a little bit in Colorado. Just because it's probably good for business, but good for them. So these laws not only got 2 Democrats fired, another one quit so he wouldn't get fired, recalled.
That's right.
It also took jobs out of Colorado and millions, something like $85 million in revenue that Magpul gave the state of Colorado. And gone because of these anti-gun, unconstitutional laws. So it's something to think about for all you other states that think this might be something you want to do. It's more than just getting the gun people to hate you as far as individuals moving. When businesses like this start moving, and Magpul isn't huge.
Well, they're not the only ones. I mean, there's been some other businesses on the East Coast that have also
so what?
as well.
Was it Beretta? They threatened for like years and then they stayed?
Well, but I thought there was some other ones that were moving out of New York. I can't remember.
I thought Beretta was one of them, or New Jersey or something.
Well, there's Connecticut, Smith & Wesson and stuff like that. But the big states were New York passed draconian laws, and I think New Jersey had some bad laws. Well, Connecticut did too. What am I saying? Connecticut had the gun registration. Remember all the lines they had of the people, the sheep lining up to register their guns?
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Henry David Thoreau said, civil disobedience. The only place for a just person to be is in jail.
Where is he today?
He's sadly dead. But his spirit should live on. His philosophy and his ideas live on.
And with that, don't forget, you can call us 248-455-ODDS, 248-455-6337, Facebook.com/AddOddsShow.
Like us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Leave comments.
Oh, boy.
My Parents Open Carry, great book, written by Nate and I. Go to myparentsopencarry.com. Check it out. Buy the book. It's great.
The voice of American conservatism. WRS Digital, Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
Fact. U.S. credit card debt is 8 times larger than it was 30 years ago. No wonder you and I are feeling the credit card crunch. You're not alone. Increasing prices and the costs of credit are stretching budgets and preventing people just like us from getting ahead or just catching up with our debts. At American Financial Debt Relief, we can help. We have tested ways to help you get out of debt. Find out how now. The call is free to learn more. If you qualify, we can reduce your interest, show you how to stop your debt from getting larger, and help you get out of debt faster than you can by making minimum payments. So if you're falling behind on your credit cards or medical bills, give us a call right now, where a free 5-minute call can change your life.
800-978-4815. 800-978-4815. Reduce your credit card debt. Call now. 800-978-4815. 800-978-4815.
Hey, Nate, you like shooting at the range, right?
Yeah, I do, but ammo can be expensive and really hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, it sure can. I found a place where I can get reloaded ammo as well as reloading supplies for a great price. And the great thing is this place is small enough to give you great personal service, but they can handle any size order.
Why haven't I heard of this place? You holding out on me?
I am. No, not really. The thing is, this place is new and eager to win your business. The place is called Range Addicts, and they're located in Clio, Michigan, and their number is 810-686-3333. Range Addicts has most handgun reloads as well as a large selection of reloading supplies for rifles and shotguns, including hard-to-find primers and powder. They can help you with large quantities of rifle brass that is ready to load, which means lower prices. And they can get gun parts as well. And Range Addicts is a supporter of both open and concealed carry.
So let me get this straight. It's called Range Addicts. They're located in Clio, Michigan at 1196 West Vienna Road.
Correct.
Their telephone number is 810-686-3333.
Yep.
And they're open Monday through Saturday. They open at 9 a.m., they close at 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 10 to 6.
That's right. And the best part is if you mention our show at odds, they'll give you 15% off of any sale. And don't forget to like their Facebook page. Listening to At Odds with Brian and Nate. I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
That's Nate over there.
Where?
Over there, and this is Brian here.
Oh, hi, Nate.
Hey, I just want to do a shout-out real quick to MSU, Michigan State University.
Missouri State. Oh.
Stop it. Owned Stanford in the Rose Bowl, 100th anniversary, the granddaddy of them all.
100th Rose Bowl. Pretty good. It was a fun game to watch.
It was a very good game. My daughter, I got to brag, my daughter will be a junior there this fall.
Is she on the football team?
She's not on the football team. She's not on any team except her own team, which is to dominate the world, as she says, and actually scares me a little bit when she says
Go team.
But Michigan State University, Rose Bowl champions, yeah, go green, go white.
Did you see the one official that had the Stanford logo on his back?
Yeah,
big Stanford S on his back.
I tried to explain to you. His name's John Smith. That's just the family crest there.
Somebody named Smith obviously goes to Stanford, not MSU.
I would think so.
I mean, Stanford they drink champagne and wine and things.
MSU
they
beer,
burn couches,
beer and hard cider.
Winter break, so there were only 5 couch fires that the police had.
Hard cider. That was a shot at you.
That the police had. You awesome?
No, you made your hard cider. You have to live with it. Only 5 couches burned.
Yeah, so not bad. And a pile of sticks. They had to respond to one fire of sticks.
You mean like a campfire?
Yeah, nope, that's what I mean. Yeah, it was like,
I burned piles of sticks in my
I'll tell you what, did we talk about this
time.
last time?
We did not.
Okay, well, the people that were being arrested for being within 300 feet of the fire. Did we talk about that?
That's an ordinance.
That's horrible.
I know, it's
That's
ridiculous.
the dumbest thing. Are you sure we didn't talk about this? When I saw the chief of the East Lansing Police get on the television and say, we got to a point where our strategy, what we did, we just started arresting people at random. Are you kidding me? He said, go to hell.
That's ridiculous.
What kind of policing is that? Are you kidding me?
That's bad.
And I wish I would have remembered to bring that up last time, because that was, I think...
That would have played into our show greatly.
Well, it will today, too, but come on!
Yeah.
Someone got arrested. They're filming what's going on, right? Little journalist guy gets arrested because he's within 300 feet of the fire, actually doing journalism.
Yeah. There's an ordinance. You can't be within 300 feet of a fire. Well, I haven't read the ordinance to see the exact wording, but...
I think it's like non-permitted or something.
Oh, maybe non-permitted. So I guess if your house is on fire and you're running away from your house and you trip and fall and you're within 300 feet, you're going to get arrested.
It's possible.
Or randomly
your
get
neighbors,
arrested.
since East Lansing's fairly populated, your neighbor's house is within 300 feet.
Yeah.
They're going to get woken up out of their
Yeah,
bedroom.
that's the other thing. What if your neighbors next door to you? Well, we're going to have to arrest your neighbors.
Or what if I'm just trying to rescue my couch from the burning pile of fires, or go flip my Honda back over on its wheels?
It's really sad. The police state in this country is going downhill. Speaking of...
No, the police state's really ramping
No,
up.
yeah, you're right. You're right. The police state is doing very well. Thank you very much. We unfortunately are letting it happen, and it's so sad when I see comments from people that say, well, what do you expect, man? You can't have it both ways. You can't be safe and then not cooperate with the police. We got to do what we got to do. Anyways, I don't want to get into it too much, but we're going to talk about...
I think the biggest problem, and I have to be careful here so I don't make certain people angry that I love, the biggest problem...
Me?
No.
Oh, okay.
The people that think that if you just go along and do everything the cop says and you're nice and just let them search your car, whatever, you'll get out of there.
You got nothing
and
to hide,
okay.
man.
They are the most dangerous people, I think, because they're the ones that
allow this to happen.
They're not on either side.
Right.
So they're just like, yeah, it's fine, go ahead. But it gets worse and worse,
and
that
emboldens
and
the
worse.
police officer to do it
Absolutely.
again and again and again and again.
When the car in front of you just complies and lets them pat you down and strip search you and everything,
take your
get up there and
friggin'
say,
DNA.
No. Are we talking about that?
Nah, we're not going to talk about that right now, but we can in a minute. I want to get to this. I want to say one thing. It's a long video, and this was a young Hispanic male in Salt Lake, Utah. Had an interaction with the Utah Transportation Authority,
UTA, and
we sped it up a little bit, so it's going to sound a little bit like the Chipmunks. Because we wanted to compress
Elvin and Theodore, to be specific.
Those two. And it's a male citizen and a female officer.
Which is irrelevant.
Which is irrelevant as hell, except that Nate really goes, oh, she's really hot. I can't be mad at her, even though
I don't remember saying that.
You did say that off air.
Remember that?
You said, oh, this is what you said, actually.
Okay, I was eating deep dish pizza from Little Caesars.
Look at the boxes right there. It's not. Oh, there's one piece less. Who's going to get it?
Well, keep talking.
And you're eating the pizza. Damn you! The interaction. Nate and I, we can argue this and we'll talk about it, but. The initial interaction was smoking a cigarette, and we're going to play some of it, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it.
Was it smoking a cigarette, or was it the UTA officer wants to investigate or not whether somebody may or may not have been smoking a cigarette, and nobody really knows.
That's all I'm going to say. Now, the guy claims in the video that he was not smoking, has never smoked, never had cigarettes.
But he was wearing a hoodie, so can you trust him?
And he's Hispanic.
Can you trust him?
And he's young.
Well, Hispanic has nothing to do with this.
No, he's young, hoodie, Hispanic. Sounds like the antithesis of George Zimmerman, who was Hispanic but not wearing a hoodie. But, never mind.
Or young.
But
he's pretty young, actually. Never mind.
So it's going to sound funny, but we did it.
After that jail sentence, he didn't look as young.
Hopefully you'll understand it, but we did it to speed it up. So
all right, here we
go.
I need your ID, sir.
Do I need to show ID?
Yes, you do.
So I need to show ID in the state of Utah?
I asked you if you were smoking. You're refusing to give me the question.
Okay, stop.
Excuse me.
Stop for a minute. All right. In Utah, she said you have to show ID in Utah. Well, we looked that up, and apparently you do, unfortunately. It says...
Well... Not necessarily show ID.
Well, yeah. It says a police officer may stop any person in a public space, and that's important because we're going to get to that, public place where he has a reasonable suspicion to believe that a person has committed or is in the act of committing or is attempting to commit a public offense, and that officer may demand his name, address, and an explanation of his action. That's the actual statute.
So if a cop thinks you may be doing something wrong, they can stop you on the street in a public place.
Right.
Not a private place,
Right.
in a public place.
In a public place.
And ask for your name, address, and what are you doing.
What are you doing here?
Your ID.
So this is an investigation to see if I was smoking, right? I'll show you.
A question you don't want to answer.
I'll
You
show-
say you don't talk to cops. I need your ID.
I'll show you an ID if I'm being investigated for a crime. Am I being investigated for a crime?
Let me see your ID, sir. I saw you over here smoking a cigarette.
Oh,
You
so
won't
now,
answer my question.
so now you saw me smoking a cigarette.
Well, I wanted to ask you.
So she asked him, she goes, "Were you smoking, sir?" Now, this is outside on a sidewalk on a beautiful day outside this bus station. She comes up and says, "Were you smoking?" He claims, again, he has never smoked. He wasn't smoking. He doesn't smoke.
But he was wearing a hoodie.
She says, "I saw you smoking."
Was his hood up or down?
I think it was down because I can
then never mind.
I can
Then
see the
that's
shadow in the
technically
video.
not a hoodie.
See if you'd be truthful, but you don't want to answer me. You say you don't talk to cops.
Well,
Let me
no,
see your ID,
because
sir.
look what you're doing.
I need your ID.
Fine, I'll show you my ID. Here.
Thank you. Do you have any previous history with UTA?
What's UTA?
This is all UTA property that you're on right now.
Okay. Is it private property?
Yes, it is.
Stop.
UTA, Utah Transportation Authority. She says, yes, it's private property.
It's not.
Worse yet, I think she works for UTA.
She's a UTA police officer. That's an authority. An authority is created by a municipality. It's a few counties in the area that creates this train, bus, and all that stuff. Authorities are all over the country. We had a deal with the library authority in Michigan. They claimed that they could, do whatever the hell they wanted to do. Went up to the Supreme Court in Michigan. They upheld the Court of Appeals opinion that no, authorities are local units of government. They are public. They can't ban firearms. In this case, she's saying it's private property. It's not. It's public property that he's on. He's on a sidewalk outside a bus stop. And so that's twice she's lied. Once she said she saw him smoking when he wasn't, and twice it's private property and not public property.
Okay.
You can answer my question.
What was your question?
Were you smoking over here? Yes or no?
That's a stupid question, to tell you the truth.
Yes or no?
Am I free to go?
No, you're not.
Am I being detained?
Zulu 45, can you run one?
I'm not going to answer
You
that.
want to answer me if he was smoking on UTA property or not, so.
Now
she- back.
Now she has
says
two
I was
other officers
smoking,
with her.
So.
Smoking, and he says it's a stupid question and he doesn't want to answer, so.
If you saw me smoking, then why are you asking me?
Because I wanted to see if you
Stop.
could be truthful
Good
with me or
point.
not. You don't want to
Good point. If it's against the law to smoke on the property, which we looked up their policy, and all it says is that you have to smoke in designated areas. We don't know if this was a designated area or not,
Or if he was smoking.
or if, he claims he wasn't.
Now-
She has the burden of proof to show that he was smoking. I think he could have been. I mean, even if he was smoking, I don't think it was against the law to smoke where he was at.
Probably not.
It was outdoors.
As long as he's 18,
it was
I
away
don't know how
from the
old he is.
buildings and all that stuff. Yeah, as long as he was over 18. And
She's going to answer. I think we're going to miss it because I don't want to back this up. But
okay.
the reason she asked, even though she saw him smoking, was just to check to see if he would be truthful.
Yeah, great reason for a stop.
Yeah.
answer me.
I don't have any cigarettes on me. I've never smoked in my life. You're just hassling me. Now, please give me my ID back. I didn't know this was private property. I thought it was public property. I'll be on my way.
He's trying to leave.
Right.
Did you take the bus on here or are you just waiting for a ride?
I'm not going to answer any questions. Please give me my ID back so I can leave. Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
For what? For what crime? Loitering right now. Loitering.
Loitering.
So now I'm loitering.
Do you have a fair fee on here? Do you not want to answer that? Because that's a stupid question, too.
I'm not going to answer any more questions because you guys are being assholes. Now, can I please have my ID so I can be free to
You
go?
are being detained at the moment.
For what
Hand
crime?
it over to
For
you
what
in a
crime?
moment.
For what crime? So now I got 3 cops over here. They're just hassling me.
Dude,
What
shut
crime
up.
am I being detained for?
Yeah, he's talking too much.
You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Did you guys become cops to do this to people? Really? You accuse me of smoking?
There was the pepper spray. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
that's a bus.
ridiculous.
That's a bus coming up there. It's air brakes.
You guys should really be ashamed of yourselves.
It's not doing
Not
himself
only
any
was I
favors.
not smoking, but now she's trying to get me on some stupid stuff. I know what you're trying to do.
I will say, it's really hard not to talk in a situation like this.
More questions. Did you become a cop to hassle people? Are you serving the community?
Yep, I am.
You're serving and protecting right now? What are you protecting?
Protecting UTA property.
UTA property. Are you really? Was I doing something to it right now? Really? Did you become a cop to do this to people? Do you have no sense of shame? You don't. See, I know this is your job, but you guys can quit at any moment. You can quit and go find yourselves a real job in the free market without trying to get fed by taxpayer money.
Stop talking for a moment while I'm listening to this information, okay?
Okay, you can walk over there. I can talk. Unless you want me to walk over there.
No, you're going to stay right here. I need you to
Okay.
hold on for a moment, though.
You can walk over there.
No, you're not going to tell me how to do my job. You're going to hold
Well,
on
then you're not
going to
tell me to shut up. I have First Amendment rights. I can talk all I
I
want.
my dispatcher speak over
That's
here.
not my problem.
Okay.
He really talks too much here. He's
Yeah.
not doing himself any
Although
favors.
he's got
This is sad.
good
You
points.
guys are sad
He's-
individuals.
Did you park
he's
your
not
vehicle over here?
wrong.
I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay.
You want to finish this up, or basically she?
Well, let's. How come there's a pause there? We wanted
The
to
reason
cut
why I
that out.
asked that is I'm going to be trespassing you
Did
from
you do
UTA
that?
property. So if
Trespass.
your vehicle is over here,
Our producer
you need to
did.
remove it from the property.
So I'm going to get a ticket
and
for
you're gonna get
trespassing?
you're going to get a ticket for loitering. What I'm doing is I'm trespassing you verbally from UTA property.
Okay.
So if your vehicle is parked
So I
over
got a
here,
ticket for loitering.
Let me
We
speak.
Okay, go ahead.
we can
Okay.
cut it out. And
You're getting a
talk
ticket
about
for loitering. All right.
Okay, so it really was contempt of cop. You will respect my authority. You were being uncooperative, so we're going to bust your ass. Well, the first mistake, well, he had to give ID. I'm sure he's going to. This was in October, I think. Haven't heard whether it was dropped or not. I'm looking up Utah loitering laws, and the only ones I see are gang loitering. If there's a gang of people,
He was wearing a hoodie.
by himself. I'm not seeing anything about loitering in general, other than let's see.
Well, anyway, I mean,
yeah,
she stopped him because she claimed she saw him smoking. Right.
right.
She didn't come up
loitering
because
is
she said you've been loitering here for 3
Right.
hours.
the general all-around thing is to linger or hang around in a public place or business where one has no particular or legal purpose.
And on public property, even though this officer thinks it's private, on public property, standing there scratching your butt is legal purpose.
Right. And the thing is, the officer has to ask you to move along. And if you don't move along, then they can bust you for loitering.
In this case, in fact, he was trying to leave.
Asked to
he
leave.
said, "Give me my ID back, and I will leave."
Yeah, and he shouldn't have given ID. He should have been more familiar of his rights in Utah. He could have given his name and address, and that would have been enough. That would have satisfied the statute of the law. And then he could have
and gave a reason why he was there.
Then he could have moved along with his ID. If he was smart, he should have left without his ID and just started walking away and let them then, escalate the
Come
situation.
to his house?
No, they would have
Really,
would
at that
they would have
point.
stopped him, thrown him to the ground,
Tased
him, maced him, beat him with billy clubs.
And you don't know that. That's
No,
that's,
I do know that.
That's
no,
projecting,
absolutely that. No,
for
that
sure.
would have happened. That's standard procedure with the UTA police. Then they would have brought the dogs in. The dogs would have bit him. Then they would have brought in the armored vehicle.
Hold on, no.
Run him over several
You're
times.
thinking of a different video.
Yeah, that
of
was a
that
different video.
DUI lawyer getting bit by the dogs for doing
and
nothing.
that's on our
But-
that's our agenda thing here. But the point is, that's the problem with police in America today. Is if they think they're disrespecting you for any reason, they will find something to write you up with, even if it's bogus, even if it's dropped, because they don't care. There's no liability.
And they don't
want
to just walk away and be embarrassed either.
They don't. They have. There's no liability. There's no repercussions if they do it because they acted in good faith. They could say, "Well, I thought he was loitering. Oops, I didn't know he wasn't."
Sorry,
The
I didn't mean to
prosecutor
waste
drops
everybody's
it.
money.
This guy wastes his time, his money, all of this crap. Has to deal with these charges. They're dropped often. The cops have no responsibility for that because the courts have held that if they're working in good faith, we're going to support the police because we don't want to chill their ability to enforce the law.
Because it's their job to enforce the law, right?
If they go, well, I might get sued. I might be held responsible for my actions, so I'm not going to pull anybody over.
That'd be terrible
I'm
because
not going to do
free
anything.
people would be free.
I know that would be absolutely
horrible.
horrible.
I have 3 things about this video
All right.
and audio. 1, do not talk that much to police.
Yeah, if you're gonna
and
say be
especially
quiet,
if
be quiet.
in the middle there you're going to say something like, I'm not answering any questions, then keep your mouth shut for the duration.
Technically, he
And
didn't
it's
answer any
really
questions. He just
hard.
Okay,
that didn't do him any favors. Number 2, if you are going to talk to the police, you're not going to help yourselves by calling them names and
a-holes.
and telling them, "Oh, is this why you became a cop?"
Yeah.
That's not going to do you any good.
It feels so good, though.
Believe me, it won't do you any
No,
good.
no, it will. It will
And
not.
3,
Yes, 3.
it was yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in a
Okay.
situation like
Yeah.
this and and it warrants putting a video on YouTube,
Yeah.
and you want
Oh,
to
I know what you're gonna say.
If you want to transcribe, for God's
Spell
sake,
check.
for God's sake, use spell check.
Yeah, he had a lot of
It's
misspelled
ridiculous that you were hassled.
But
okay, come
regardless
on.
of that, don't be a grammar police.
Spell
Don't be
check.
a spelling police.
Really,
The situation
Spell
at
check.
hand is this officer
spell
was being vindictive
check.
because
spell
this
check.
guy wouldn't answer the question.
Spell check.
I wasn't smoking, officer. I bow down to your authority.
Spell check. You have an iPhone. It has spell check on it, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are for when he made the video, but you guys didn't see the misspelling, so
No,
I don't
they
know why
didn't.
he's bringing it up. But
Believe me, there were several.
what's more important is in Pennsylvania,
Spell check.
There's a Pennsylvania state trooper, Michael L. Keys.
I've heard his name before several times.
No, you haven't. He's an
No, I actually have.
No, you're thinking of Maynard Keyes, the economist.
Who's Maynard Keyes?
He's an economist.
He is?
Well, yeah, he's the one that is the
From where? From Argentina?
I think it's Maynard. Isn't it Maynard Keyes?
Isn't it?
I don't know. It's something Keyes. He's the socialist economist that says the government should be involved in private business and all that.
Yeah.
Anyways, this trooper apparently...
His name is not Maynard Keyes.
What is it?
By the way, it's Keynes. You know, Keynesian economics.
Yeah. How you spell it?
I don't know. Keynes, I think.
Oh, this is Keyes. They're cousins.
And his name's actually John.
John
Maynard?
John Maynard Keyes. I knew it was Maynard.
It's not
was
Keyes.
in there somewhere.
It's not Keyes. There's none in there.
Keynesian.
Hey.
Okay. Anyways, apparently he's had issues with being committed for depression involuntarily. He's tried to kill himself several times. They went to court, and a judge says, "Oh, he can remain a police officer.
No,
he can,
why not?
He can carry his gun while on duty, but he can't carry his gun off duty because he didn't say why. He just said he can't carry it off duty."
Because if he uses it off duty, he's not protected by taxpayers' money. During
Maybe
the lawsuit.
because he might kill himself off duty while he would never kill himself while on duty.
If he does it on duty, he gets workers' comp.
The reason I bring this up is because in Michigan, if you are even taking medication to help depression or other mental issues that helps you become normal in the face of what is normal in this country, you are
Government.
denied a concealed pistol license. You cannot carry a firearm concealed on your person if you are taking certain medications for depression. Here is a police officer, highly trained,
And that's the difference.
and special.
He puts his magic suit on.
He
He's
can
fine.
he can carry a gun while he's on duty because while he's on duty he will never. Well, he's in a special state of mind when he's on duty. But when he's off duty, we can't let him have a gun. The hypocrisy is spilling out like the big volcano.
No, you're right, yeah.
Spilling over the countryside. The hypocrisy. Vesnuvia.
All right,
Venuvius?
248-455 odds. We're going to have to take a break.
Dang it!
Stay tuned in, Red State Talk Radio, as well as at oddshow.com. We'll be right back.
Red State Talk Radio.
The idea of government taking over health care is enough to make you sick.
The conservative voice.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-800-257-2873. 1-800-257-2873. 1-800-257-2873. That's 1-800-257-2873.
When it comes to TV, if you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best value in entertainment. Not only will you find the same channels you know and love for less, Dish sweetens the deal with free HD for life and premium movie channels free for 3 months, including Blockbuster at home. You can also save a bundle when you combine DishNet high-speed internet with your TV service. Why would you ever pay more for TV? Switch to Dish and see what real value is. Free HD for life, premium channels free for 3 months, scores of movies with Blockbuster at home, premium savings when you bundle DishNet high-speed internet service. Limited time offer, 24-month agreement with credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
Call Dish Satellite, your Dish authorized retailer now. 800-507-9468. 800-507-9468. 800-507-9468. That's 800-507-9468.
Red State Talk Radio.
Why spend more than you have to on your life insurance? Did you know that term life insurance rates have fallen over 60% in the last 15 years? At the Life Insurance Quote Line, we monitor the rates, features, and financial strength of hundreds of life insurance products. For example, a healthy 40-year-old can protect his family with $500,000 of 10-year level term for less than $20 a month. Rates for women are even lower. And don't forget to ask us about the new term life policies that guarantee your money back even if you don't die. Since 1986, we've helped tens of thousands of people just like you save a fortune on their life insurance. Why not find out how much you can save? Write down this number and call today for your free quote. 1 5-minute call is all it takes. Call 800-610-3497. 800-610-3497. That's 800-610-3497. Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state.
Welcome back to At Odds. I'm Nate. And that's Brian over there. He's taking a drink of his vodka.
No, it's rum.
It's Russian. It doesn't matter.
No, it's Cuban. It's Cuban rum. It's illegal. I know people.
Cuban rum isn't illegal. Only cigars are illegal.
No, I think
Cuba.
No,
and communists.
Oh my goodness!
Imported communists. Illegal.
No, Cuban rum is illegal, and I don't have Cuban rum.
I was trying to cover for you,
Thank
but
you.
apparently,
Thank
I'm
you.
not going to
Thank
mention
you.
all the communists you have in your basement.
I have several.
You do.
Yeah.
You wanted to talk about pot because
I love
found
pot.
some.
I love pot.
Or something. You have a hidden compartment in your car. I don't remember what you said. It was something.
No, I pee and poop in it. What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay.
I got you.
It's a different pot.
Different pot, yeah.
It's a very different pot.
Yeah.
Some people would say it's a chamber pot.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah,
nobody would say that.
A chamber pot.
Okay.
Look it up.
Nobody would say that. That's the point. I don't need to look it up. Nobody would say that.
What I hate is the Los Angeles Police Department is...
I know. Oh.
What?
I thought you were stopping there.
We hate the LAPD.
Oh, well, if you go to L.A., you may get shot. If you're an old woman driving a pickup, you may get shot because they're looking for a giant black man that drove a different colored pickup.
Oh, that's so yesterday's news.
I'm just saying, that was the LAPD.
And they contemplated using a drone to blow him up.
Or they did.
Ooh, you blew my mind. Yeah.
All right, LAPD, they deploy
a drug detection swab test at sobriety checkpoints. The portable oral fluid test, this is a test now. They're going to expand this throughout the country. It tests for amphetamines, which can be legal, cocaine, not so legal, Xanax, legal, methadone, legal, narcotic analgesics, which are legal, and THC, which is legal, which indicates that marijuana has been used in the past several hours. It says traditionally our officers have focused on driving cases. We're expanding drug collection and aggressively enforcing all impaired driving laws.
Because the data clearly shows that these sobriety checkpoints save hundreds of lives every time they employ one. Hundreds
of thousands of lives.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You were off by a magnitude.
Well, no, I mean I was still correct.
You said hundreds.
Yeah, it's still hundreds.
You didn't add thousands.
It's just many
to it.
hundreds. If I had said millions, I'd be wrong.
Right, millions are wrong.
Hundreds is correct. It's just not as precise as it could be. Anyway, let's go. We're running out of time.
I'll give you that.
We're running out of time.
Here's the point. The point is they've got a roadside sobriety test for these types of drugs. So they swab you and they go, oh, yeah, you're positive for THC. So I have a medical marijuana card. I can smoke pot. Oh,
that remind me. I want to tell you a story.
Okay.
About a friend of mine.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is it doesn't quantitatively say, well, you have 0.6 parts per whatever in your body. Therefore, under statute, which doesn't exist, you're impaired under the law for operating a motor vehicle.
Like they do with alcohol.
With alcohol, which they've established very well, even though I disagree with it, because some people can operate very well with a 0.2% alcohol as opposed to somebody who doesn't drink and might be a 0.4. So it's somewhat arbitrary. My point is, you test positive for marijuana, they bust you for it, and say you're impaired because this impaired charge is ambiguous. It is arbitrary and capricious. Boom. If we think you're impaired and you have marijuana, you're going to get busted for it. The problem is a lot of prosecutors aren't prosecuting that because they can't defend it. They can't say, I don't know, because a good lawyer can come in and say, well, how do you know my client was impaired? What was his level? Oh, we don't know.
Officer discretion.
He just was positive for marijuana. Well, he has a medical marijuana card. Well, then he's legal to have marijuana in his system. We just think he shouldn't drive. So it's crap until they could come up with a statute that says if you have parts per billion or whatever in your blood of marijuana, it's going to be very difficult to enforce this law. But again, they're getting people used to giving up DNA swabs and swabbing and anal probes and all this crap. We're becoming sheep.
Let's not forget the Fourth Amendment that says you can't do these things without a warrant, and to get a warrant, you need things like probable cause. Not, we stopped you at a checkpoint because you were driving down the street that they have a checkpoint on is not probable cause.
Exactly. And why the courts are upholding these checkpoints, I don't know.
And these officers definitely are not going to get warrants for these people. They're just saying, open your mouth. Now, a lot of people consent because if you just play along with Mr. Officer,
you have nothing to hide.
It's so much easier, and you can just move on your way. And don't worry about it that they have your DNA.
And again, a lot of these things that are being tested are legally prescribed drugs. So who determines what is impaired when you're doing a checkpoint? Now, if they see you swerving, running over mailboxes, etc., then they have some probable cause that you might be impaired.
And then they could go get a warrant.
But, yeah, you could do that. But if you're driving in a checkpoint and you have marijuana, there's no probable cause that you are impaired at all. This is crap, people. You need to fight against this kind of stuff. Whether you are for drugs or not, this is crap.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean you need to stand there and argue and fight the cops and video them and everything, but just
because the cops might come out and say
so easily. I mean,
and say you can't have Hershey's chocolate in your milk,
or something like you can't have a soda larger than 16 ounces.
Who would do that? Who would ban
I don't know.
soda drinks?
Nobody. Really quick, because we have like 30 seconds. I want to tell you a story. I have a friend.
Sure you do.
Oh, that's how you know this isn't a true story. This is
you have no
fiction.
friends.
Anyway, he's driving down the road. He gets pulled over. What do you know? The police smell marijuana in his car. They pull him out. They say, "Can I search your car?" He says, "No." They say, "We smell marijuana in your car." They search his car. They're going through his whole car. Another officer comes up, says, starts talking to him. What are they doing? He's searching, ripping his car apart, looking for everything. And the other cop's like, did you give him consent or anything? Why is he searching? Friend says no. But if you would have asked, I would have just shown him my medical marijuana card. And the cop standing that was with him was like, "You have that?" And he's searching your car for marijuana?
Right.
Well, we'll just let him go for a minute. And he didn't even tell his buddy that he had the card. So this guy's searching and then came back and felt like an idiot because, of course, he assumed that what he was doing was illegal. Didn't say, "Hey, do you have a medical marijuana card?"
That's the mindset of the police, because they're so used to saying, "I smell pot, it's illegal. Let's rip this guy's car apart." The prediction is marijuana will be legalized in the next 15 years.
It wasn't Colorado, and look at all the lines for people to buy it.
Yeah,
it was.
So the police have to kind of change their MO on that. Just because they smell pot doesn't mean you're automatically in violation of any
or that
law.
You've even smoked pot.
Right.
I mean, really. So,
and even if they smell it on a person, doesn't mean the person driving has the marijuana. It could be a passenger.
Yeah.
So
they could have just came from a big pot festival. You don't know. All right,
right.
But we are out of time.
They have air fresheners now.
That's
you
right.
can hang from your car.
They don't look like pine trees. It's
no,
weird.
they look like a big leaf.
Yeah. Facebook.com/@oddshow. MyParentsOpenCarry.com. Of course, Red State Talk Radio and @oddshow.com. See you next week.
Bye-bye.